Hello everybody, my name's Ali. Welcome back to my SnowRunner hard mode playthrough. We are in the Zix 605R with the 8-slot trailer on. Just grabbed it out of the power plant, and it's quite big to maneuver in this yard, but I'm going to try loading up some cargo in this warehouse. I've done my spreadsheet thing, or at least I've started my spreadsheet thing that I mentioned in the previous episode, in terms of trying to work out the logistics of this map's contract requirements. It's complicated, but at the same time it's not quite as bad as I expected it to be. But I'm going to start by draining some of the cargo out of the warehouses that have static cargo before I get into the generation, using the generator and so on. I'm going to start by just loading up what I can that's like freely available just on the map in warehouses. And this one, I put myself so I can't reach it now. See if I can see it on the map, see if it'll let me select it. Yeah. So concrete blocks, 2 large pipes, 2 small pipes, and 2 cement. But all of those are needed for these paper factory contracts, and I may as well accept these. Quite a lot of cargo needed, and then the third one, which is locked behind completing the other 2 first, even more cargo. A heck of a lot of cargo needed for that third one. But the small pipes that are needed for that third one, I can't deliver them until I've done A and B. So although there are small pipes in this warehouse, I can't use them just yet. But I'm going to track A for now. I'll probably turn that off because it's going to be annoying. But it needs metal beams. I'm going to try and get those off buildings off the map. It needs metal rows. It is quite complicated, this place, but the spreadsheet helps. I don't need to use the generator just yet, so I'm deferring the generator stage for a little bit. But I've just moved the Zix down to this warehouse to be loaded, and the first thing I want to do is bring through a large crane, because of my self-imposed rule that I am only going to use large cranes to move anything that's 4 slots or bigger. And for that I'm going to deploy a truck to the map, so 3,500 deployment fee to bring the S06E11 through from Yukon, which I'll almost certainly use for logging anyway. So therefore, for now, rather than bringing the Pacific crane from the other map, I figured it would be advantageous to use this Avto 23 heavy crane, which I already own one of. So I like the Pacific because it looks amazing, but I think there's a couple of reasons why I want to use the Azov rather than the Pacific. One of them is that one of the tasks I unlocked in the last episode requires me to bring a 4-slot oversized cargo container to this location, but load it onto a loading platform. And my rules mean that that has to be done with a large crane. And I just fancied the Azov more for being able to get into that location rather than the Pacific. Next question. What fuel state did I leave this in? Not too bad. So the Azov has got enough fuel. So I am going to take this down. It's my repair state. Pretty good. I'm going to take this now down to join the Zix, and then this can load 2 lots of large pipes out of that warehouse that we just parked the Zix at, and that's the first job of the episode. And then because it's there, I'll use it to load all of the other stuff that I can, except for those 2 small pipes, which I can't use until I can unlock part C. But generally, this crane on the map will be useful to me. I've left this with chains on, haven't I? Oh, shall I take it back? I won't need to for now. I was going to put some muds on it. I had intended to put muds on it. There's no point having chains on this map at all. But I'll leave it for now. I'll be going past the garage again before trying to drop off that other container. And it's not like I'm going to be doing a lot with it with the crane. It's a case of there's the warehouse to unload, and then drive down to the 4-slot container on the railway, and then back past the garage anyway. So I'll leave it with the chains for now. And I did make a pretty bold claim a couple of episodes ago that the Tatra Force is possibly the best truck in the game. But yeah, really, this is probably the strongest contender to deserve that title in terms of versatility. If you could only have one big truck, it would be this one because it can do pretty much everything. I have a strong liking for the Force, but it's not, objectively speaking, better than this. It's just different. And I would say this is probably a better contender for the title of best truck in the game. Right, so let's get in here, load up 2 large pipes. And then we have to take them around to the paper factory, which is a pretty easy drive from here. I have to go the other way because I've blocked the route that side. I'll have to reverse in from the other side. Although this crane could probably sit the other side of the warehouse if it wasn't for the needing to be in the cargo zone. I think this crane's got the same characteristics as the red US one. It's as a big crane. I've not really used it much. It's a solid vehicle to be a crane platform though, isn't it? Let's just make that a bit neater. That'll do. So, put my legs down. It kind of don't work, but I'm sure that'll be fine. And then cargo, 2 large pipes. So loading platform, first one, crane mode. And that is pretty sweet. Try and get a good camera angle for you. I thought I was going to be using one of these two for a task on the Greenwoods River map, but luckily before I did that somebody pointed out that the large pipe you need for that task is actually on the map on the ground, so I'll need to pick that up with the Pacific in a future episode. Oh, I didn't mean to drop that, I meant to the winch down, but anyway. It was lined up close enough that it worked. Another large pipe. And then see if I can reach to get this one on the back, but I should be able to. Oh, not quite. Can't quite reach it to spin it. Alright. Oh. Need to pull the Zix forward a little bit. If I switch trucks, that should work. Because the engine stays on. Oh no, it won't let you switch trucks. Yeah. I didn't really want to do that. That wasn't my intent. But, so if it doesn't pack, I'll do it properly. Impossible to pack cargo as it should be because it looks a mess. I'll just pull forward enough. I probably should have just put it back on the loading platform, shouldn't I? And bring it back on. Change trucks again. And then... yeah, that wasn't my intention to just drop it like that. I meant to put it down nice and gently like that. I am going to restore the crane because I think I need to get my legs out of the way of the Zix to pull forward. And then stop the engine, change trucks, Zix. Hopefully now you'll pack alright, mate. Yeah, it should be alright now. There we go. 2 large pipes. Pretty cool looking cargo. And I need to go to... before I turn the engine on. So I need to go to the paper factory. Which means try and get out here. And then it's a pretty easy run in. Although it's quite tight in the paper factory. This big trailer in the paper factory might be a challenge. I did not think about that at all. Whether or not the paper factory is too tight a box for me to maneuver such a big trailer. Looks like a pretty solid concrete fence all the way around as well. But I don't suppose I'll be able to find a shortcut in or out. But if they're using big cargo like this, they must have a route, a navigable route in. Quite a big area at the actual delivery point, I think. Nice and wide. Now, which way do I want to go? I'm going to go in this side. Hug in that as tight as I can. And then should be alright. Turning around and getting out might be a bit more challenge, but should be able to maneuver that. Take down the gate post in the real world, wouldn't you? But so that is my first paper factory delivery for the main contracts. And I do intend working this contract for the next few episodes. I think I'm going to just focus on this. I'm not even thinking about logging yet, other than the fact that at some point I'll probably have to do a bit of logging to be able to get enough wooden planks for the railway pieces. So that's the first one. The question is, I guess that's just a fence, so I'll not get out of the way probably. Oh, we'll try and avoid it. Can I get out? I'm almost certainly going to be knocking bits of fence over to do this. Don't like the look of those spikes in the ground. Presumably that's going to be something that's built off that as a foundation when you've delivered the final materials for each building stage. Because I am assuming that each of the 3 contracts will have a cutscene to build this. That wasn't too bad. I scattered a few fences, but what's a few fences between friends? What's those pallets then? So back to the same warehouse, and we'll load up with everything that we can that's in there, except the small pipes. Don't know if that's 8 slots worth of cargo or not, but we'll load up everything we can because it is needed for the same delivery point. I'm going to just position this a bit better. The crane to load up without its legs being interfered with. That'll do. Handbrake on. So change trucks again. And let's see what we got. We want both blocks, both cement. Right, so the only thing left in there now is 2 small pipes, and there's no point me taking them this time because they're needed for the 3rd section C, which I haven't unlocked yet. So is there anything else near enough that I could pick up with this truck to make it worth my while? What else do I need? So I need another 4 concrete blocks. I've got two loaded up. I can get an unlimited supply of those around here. I may as well do that because that's close enough. But I will take this crane around because obviously I can't self-load with the Zix. So I'll take the crane around first. I want the crane to be in the railway area anyway because I have to pick up that cargo from the crashed rail car. Not necessarily today, but that's the next job that requires a big crane, so I may as well just head in that direction with this one. Now, I said I was going to try this outer route, didn't I? If it's a trap, the Zix can help me out, but... and then the other thing is, let's just double check. Am I in raised or lowered? I was in lowered. Just because there's stones out here, this may be better traction. Or it may be a bigger pain. Nah. Don't like it. You what? You what, mate? There's like a curb there then. Yeah. It's a little bit of a trap, this bit, isn't it? So I think the answer is to hug left enough that you've got a little bit of solid ground. If you can do that without a tip hazard. Try and keep your cliffside wheels on the mud rather than in the water. But without tipping over. Lights on, coming into dark. Evening, sunset in that direction by the look of it. I'll do. And then map, jump back into the Zix. Follow the same route. Pack my cargo before I go though. So at the moment, this, having done my spreadsheet, this doesn't feel like as much as Yukon. I think the gold mine, the ore sorter, the factory in Yukon was more daunting overall as a to-do list. So I don't know whether, obviously there's the complexity of the fuel generator system, but this doesn't feel like it would be as long a series as Yukon was. But there's a lot of bricks to move, there's a lot of metal rolls and metal beams to do. Brick manufacture will require producing sand and hauling cement, so I'm sure I'm underestimating it, but just in terms of looking at the to-do list, it doesn't look too bad. It's complicated, but it doesn't look like as much of an insane amount of cargo to shift. Right, I'll pull alongside for a minute, but I'm going to have a look at the map to see whether I think I will take this out the bottom of the railway in the direction I'm already facing, or turn it round. So yeah, I think I will turn around and go back the road route. But let's get loaded first. So concrete blocks. Unlimited supply, I need 4 more. So this crane hasn't got the working lights of the red American large crane. That's a bit of a shame. Unless that's related to the truck turning its lights on. Oh, it does. Okay, so if you turn the truck lights on, the crane lights come on. That's cool. Yeah, not bad. Working lights help a bit. Visibility. I wish it would remember the angle that you were looking at the camera the last time. Right, Restore my crane, get those legs out of the way. Engine off. Change strap. And then unpack, repack. 8 slots of goodness. And then I've got to turn around. So what's my best way to do that? Probably try and nose in to the left there. Is that far enough to let me try and get an angle on this level crossing? Maybe. Bit more room on the other side, but I'm going to try it this way. See if I can turn it around without making a total mess of it. Knocking a few cones over is alright, isn't it? I missed the level crossing, but the wheels should be alright to maneuver over the track, as long as I don't get the trailer's legs caught up. There we go. So run these down to the paper mill. Paper factory? I keep calling it a paper mill for some reason. A lot of weight on board. It's tempting to get one of the bigger, physically bigger trucks like a Coolob for this trailer instead, just because of the mass and the saddle height that you would gain. But that's just me wanting to buy another truck, really. Any trucks I buy now will be because I want them rather than because I need them, I think. Turning this corner will be a bit interesting. I've got a log trailer right on the corner. That's sorry though. Oh, that wasn't me. I'm just in auto. Some of these cargo may be for section B rather than section A, so I may have to change the contract. Bit tight. Great photo opportunity. The last couple of thumbnails have made me think I might need a more colourful paint job for this 6 if it's going to feature in thumbnails a bit. But anyway. Oh, that looks like that's merged the delivery for both of the contracts, so that's alright then. 2 cement, 6 concrete blocks. That's concrete blocks finished. And cement finished. Bricks are something I'm going to probably leave till last because I think they're the more complicated thing to do. Metal beams. Are there any metal beams nearby? I think I checked that just now and I don't think there are any that are easily accessible. Fuel. Fuel's an interesting one. I need 6 lots of fuel. Do I come here for it? How much fuel do I need for the other one? If at all. I've got a spreadsheet, but it's easier to just check here. Yeah, so I need 6 lots of fuel here. That's probably a job for the Thatcher Force to just run down, grab fuel, come back. And I say that as if it's simple, but there's some interesting terrain to negotiate for that. And then another thing I've been pondering is that there's a warehouse here that's got quite a lot of stuff that I will need. Metal rolls I could get from there. Cement probably need for the brick production. But in general, this is such a long way away from the paper factory and such a gnarly route to get in and out of it. I'm not sure that it's worth negotiating this map in this direction for all of that cargo. And it's no good taking it into the other map because there's gnarly terrain in there as well. So yeah, a little bit not sure. Okay, so what I'm going to do is jump into the Thatcher Force and have a bit of fun coming down through my favourite bit of road and get down to this fuel storage and see whether this is just a stupid thing to do. But there's an unlimited supply of fuel. I don't see any point crafting it here at the cost of fuel when I can pick it up for free here. And I don't think that'll be a bad location to get to. So pitch dark, but touch of force will get 6 slots of fuel. I'm pleased with my self-imposed rule to only use large cranes for 4-slot cargo. I think it adds a little bit more realism, because I don't think even this crane on the touch of force, it's more capable than the blue Russian cranes, but I still think it's a bit of a stretch to say that it in the real world would be used to lift those large pipes. I don't think that's reasonable at all. It was a suggestion in comments, or a question in comments, that triggered the thought process, but I do think that it was the right thing to do. They haven't been bothering me quite so much today, but I will turn off that tracking. I know where I'm going roughly. Waypoint should see me good. That's funny. No load on me. Fairly gentle incline. Turned off all-wheel drive and just started spinning. So for the route down, I will just use the road. And then I was thinking, although I didn't do it in the recovery of the mess that I'd made a couple of episodes ago, I was thinking that a line more like that would have worked a bit better, because you avoid the worst of the big rocks. But I don't know, I think for safety I would just stick to doing the side trail that I used at the start of 2 episodes ago. This bit I'm not worried about negotiating with cargo on, and there aren't any contracts to clear those roads. I speculated that maybe there was a contract I hadn't discovered yet, but no, there isn't. It's the devs are that evil. I'm alright for fuel at the moment. I might fill up at this one on the way out. This is one of the $4 ones. And I had a question in comments, and I suppose I should clarify. I am very anti the radios that you get in places like garages and some of the outback trailer home areas. The loud radio that's playing. And it's not about music. It's about watching another person's series. Ace Plays Games Network. Ace was a quite early commenter and supporter of this channel and made his own hard mode playthrough, which unfortunately petered out, I think. But anyway, Ace said that he had copyright claims against him for the ambient music being played in those garages, and ever since then I've been a bit wary about allowing the game to put music into my videos that's not under my direct control. So the music I use is the game's soundtrack, which I recorded and then overlay over my videos. So what you're hearing here is, for each region, the music that would be heard in game if you just allow music to play. but that radio is different music, and some of it is just commercial music that either the devs haven't licensed or they have licensed, but it's unclear, and the copyright claim may have been wrong for Ace, and maybe he could have or should have or would have contested it and got the all clear, but it's just a hassle I can do without. So I don't allow in-game radios to play on my videos. And the trouble is, like in the last episode when I was scouting, there's one particular spot where it was really loud, and it was playing quite a nice tune. It was a sort of bluesy guitar. I like that sort of music. I like the music, but it was obnoxious enough that I was worried it would cause me a problem. So yeah, I did a fairly heavy jump cut to avoid that music on that one. By way of explanation, that's why I'm anti-radio. It's not that I don't like the music, it's that I don't want to get copyright strikes. Right, I'm going to try and position this one. So that I can then detach the trailer. Get back alongside it and do the little short winch maneuvering trick that again came from comments. I'll be lost without you guys. I want that on a shorter line, really. Mostly, I want to reverse it in. It's not really letting me turn in reverse, but that's all right. It's letting me turn well enough going forwards. There we go. I'll just pull myself a little bit further away from it so my train legs don't interfere. It's a good position with the trailer. So fuel onto the loading platform times 6. Stall the crane, pack that cargo. I'm going to refuel out my roof, and I'll top up at that fuel station. So reattach the trailer. And retrace our steps, but with a different route around that hairpin bend with the rocks all over it. Attach, and then pack 6 slots of fuel. I'll have to move the Zix out of the way because it's in my loading space. I suppose I could go in from the other side. I think it was around this way, wasn't it? Am I going the right way? No, I'm not. It's that way. Actually, I don't think it would make much difference. Go the way the winch told me to go. Follow the power lines is generally good advice, I think. Get rid of those waypoints. So I'm not sure if we need more fuel barrels for the main contract. May end up coming down here again, but we'll see. I will top up here. Seems prudent. But I'll do it as quick as I can for radio reasons. Misjudged that slightly. Bit of help to pull the trailer through. Till I can get on that power pole in front of me. I think I've managed to get the trailer stuck a bit on the one behind me. Oh. Yeah. I used that power pole in the middle of the mud to get a bit of help. But it's put me on too tight a line. Pull back a little bit. And hope that I can just move the trailer enough. There we go. Just enough to clear it. I noticed I didn't put my diff lock on in the middle of that, but I don't think it made a lot of difference. So, do I try the road? No, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to do the thing I know works. Oh, that was quite a tight bend. I probably need someone to help pull my nose around. Yeah. And of course I get something useless. That tree, is that up to the job? Yeah. Use that tree to pendulum my nose around that corner a bit. This recording's a bit longer than I wanted it to be. Steady. But we'll get these delivered and then we'll wrap the episode. Just makes editor's life a little bit more difficult. He deserves it though, for his sarcastic nature. So that is quite a haul to come up there. I came up here with metal beams last time. It's quite a trek with fuel on because they're a lot heavier than metal beams. But easy road all the way now into the paper mill. in the out gate, and then I'm going to come around from the other side. That way I don't have to move the Zix just yet. I'll do that for the start of the next episode. Janky camera. Great photo opportunity, and then now we've got 6 lots of fuel to deliver. Good stuff. Okay, so we've got a fair bit of progress done today. 22 slots worth of cargo shifted, I think, if my maths is right. I will leave it here for this one. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. But in the meantime, thanks and goodbye.